Gemma, hit the intro.
Sorry, I was undergoing what is known as a heart attack of cinema because I want to welcome everyone to thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chama.
I'm ready.
Reviewing Aztec Batman Clash of Empires. This is the rollback. In the time of the Aztec Empire, tragedy strikes Cuatl when his father is murdered by Spanish conquistadors. To warn King Moctezuma and his high priest Yoka of imminent danger, Yowali escapes to Tenochtitlan, where he trains in the temple of the bat god Sinacan with his mentor, developing equipment and weaponry to confront the Spanish invasion and to avenge his father's death. Along the way, he encounters key figures like the fierce Jaguar woman and the conquistador Hernan Cortez. So we have a new version, a new animated version of Batman, kind of like an Elseworld situation, similar to Batman Ninja that we had a few years ago.
Here's a very
And
loose adaptation. Not in a bad way, but
yeah,
it is as loose as they come.
it basically uses the mythos, character, and tropes of an origin story of Batman to tell the story of the Spanish conquest of Tenochtitlan. And it was something that I found very interesting about this project when it was first announced is that it was not going to be made by DC Studios themselves. Like it wasn't animated in-house. It was brought the project was brought to Mexico to a Mexican animation studio, probably the only one that we have, called Anima Studios. So that was made in-house here. So
Warner
this,
Brothers was
so
like, let's lend it out.
yeah. So Anima Studios has a long history. They are mostly well known for making these movies called leyendas, which is basically like children's animated movies telling stories about Mexican cryptids. So there's a movie about La Llorona, there's a movie about mummies, there's a movie about the Chupacabra, there's a movie about the Charro Negro. So and it's all like La Leyenda de La Llorona, La Leyenda del Charro Negro, etc. They've worked on other projects, mostly Ana and Bruno, and they've had they had small hits. They're mostly well known as like probably the biggest animation studio in Mexico, and even then, that's not saying they haven't had like a huge hit.
This might
But
be their
they
first.
well, it's gonna be the one that more people are gonna see like internationally, because like even the title Aztec Batman, you immediately go like, okay, what is this? Who is this for? And what they did is that I think they dropped it directly into HBO Max in the US, but here in Mexico they took it to
No,
theaters. They
no,
didn't do
no.
it.
It's not available on HBO Max. You have to buy it.
Jesus. Well, they released it on VOD. Here they actually released it in theaters. So I did the effort. I went to theaters to see it. And man, the vibe in there,
The
pretty freaking interesting.
was there a lot of pride, I guess, when watching this movie?
There's a lot of interest because we're a lot of us were curious. Like, is this someone taking our customs and history and doing what they want with it, or are they going to be respectful? And the answer is this was very respectful,
Well,
probably
you
because it
said
was
yourself, it was
made
in house, so
here.
you would assume.
Yeah, since it was made in house, like it contained a lot of the anger and resentment that I think still pries there. Because as we all know, the story is usually told by the people who won, and
By the winners.
yeah, so the fact that Anima Studios was able to take the story of the conquest and use Batman mythos to tell a Batman origin story that could very much work as its own movie, but it has enough winks to the audience to both people who are into history and into Batman. I think really knocks it out of the park. What was your approach to it? Because like, did you see this? Did you wanted to see this more as a Batman fan, or like, were you curious, or like,
It was mostly
how did you feel?
curiosity. Like I tried watching, so I watched Batman the Ninja movie, and I was really disappointed. I didn't like it. I have not watched the Yakuza one. Um,
Hmm.
but I was like, ah, man, like it wasn't, to me at least, it didn't sit well. So when I heard about this, I'm like, okay, is this gonna be one of those, another one that I'm like, I'm gonna sit this one out, right? There are some DC films that I'm like, I'm okay. I don't need to see this one. Like Super Pets. Didn't make that big of
Yeah,
an effort to watch it.
yeah.
But the fact that it was Aztec Batman, I was like, You know what? I preach a lot about wanting more representation in straight media as far as like Blue Beetle. I recently saw a comic called La Muerta, right? A female Hispanic superhero, right? That she came back from the dead. She's a former soldier. Um, I want more of that. So I'm like, okay, if I want more, I need to contribute. So I wanted to give this movie a fair chance. So I sat down late at night at like 10 p.m. after all was asleep to sit down to really give it a chance because I knew I need to pay attention, not just for the story, but also because it is told 100% in Spanish. Like this is not uh this movie's not in English. It is 100% in Spanish, which I think you were just mentioning before we start recording that I think that's a strength. It feels more authentic and the voice acting, even though I needed the help, is rock solid.
Yeah, this movie was first written in Spanish, and the voice actors are first in Spanish, and then they'll make a dub translating this. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
Also, really good voice acting from Horacio Garcia Rojas, who plays Batman, and then also Omar Chaparro, a legend. Well, no, not I would call him a legend. He stands in a weird spot because he's a Mexican actor. He's a comedian,
Mhm.
but he does this thing where like his live action movies are like stupid, dumb comedies or like rom-coms or like characters. And then his
Mhm.
voice acting is fucking rock solid. Like
Who was
he's
this? Omar?
Omar Chaparro, yeah.
Oh,
Uh,
Joker. Yoka. The second that they would have said Yoka, I was like, I know who the fuck you are.
yeah.
That was the only
So
one. I was like, I got this one. Uh,
yeah, so he stands in like a weird spot because like he's always done amazing voice acting. Like there was growing up there were these little shorts that they would air on Cartoon Network, and it was only in Mexico, and it was this little animated 2D shorts of El Santo fighting against like
hey,
villains. They were awesome, but they were like this small like 2D, really like they felt like Samurai Jack levels of like sauce and like silence. They were awesome. It was called Santo contra los Clones, and he voice acted there. He was really good. Um, he was also most people know him as like he voices Poe in Kung Fu Panda like in the Spanish dub, and so yeah, he's
oh
been in
man, so
like
he has Jack Black levels of charisma then, doesn't he?
he's super good in voice acting. Like a lot of people really dismiss his live action movies because they see him as like this just he's just there to like
The
you
comedy
know
actor.
just be like lead comedy actor, but like as a voice actor, I think he's fantastic. Then there's Alvaro Morte, who plays Cortez. He's mostly well known for the show La Casa de Papel, or Money Heist, as they called it in English. Very famous Spanish Netflix show where he plays the
Oh,
professor.
I know that one.
Yeah, yeah. You've probably seen the mask and the red suit somewhere there. He was also the in the movie Immaculate. He was the father in that one, like the villain.
Oh, motherfucker. Okay.
Yeah.
I say that
That's
with
a
praise, by the way. He was a good
yeah.
villain.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good praise if you can like insult a villain that can like oh you made me hate you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
he plays a perfect like bastard Cortez in this one.
Mhm.
So there's that one. Legend in the animation game, Jorge Gutierrez plays Batman's father. And that's about it. Teresa Ruiz plays Jaguar Woman, who's like the variant of Catwoman. But that's about it. So we have a relatively small cast, a relatively, um, you know, I don't want to say young team of animation because they've been at it for a while, but they've never had this much budget or this much attention thrown at them. I would dare say the animation is good, but I would have liked it if it was just a little bit better. Like it is a little stilted, and especially at the beginning of the movie. And I think that's the only weakness that I can find in this movie because voice acting is great, the story is great, the way they adapt the
The
Batman
set pieces are
mythos,
solid.
yeah. It's just the animation that I think I would have liked if it was better. I'm guessing you're gonna say the same thing.
I haven't even recorded my video review yet, but I'll tell you right now, one of the lines I was gonna say is there are moments when the animation looks good to fine, but then there are moments where it looks like a college student's animation final. Like
Yeah.
I apologize. I didn't realize it was such a small like I want to say borderline indie. Would you call them?
Almost because they're not like we don't have a Disney studio, we don't have a Pixar, we don't have a Ghibli. Like This is the closest that we have, and it's one studio,
Yeah.
and they don't
They're
have
they're,
like
the,
a
they're spearheading the team.
yeah, and they've never had like a big budget smash hit. Like they've never been like that like huge. They've always had the support of like people like Del Toro and stuff, but there's only so much they can do. I don't know the budget of this.
Hmm.
I'm trying to find like the budget. I can't find any budget information regarding this. I've
Honestly, I
looked it
don't think
up.
you're gonna find any of that info. I can tell you right now. DC is
So
very secretive with their
yeah.
animation budgets.
Yeah, so we should have received some Barbie money. We should have received some money on that in order to make this
Hmm.
as good as it can be. But then again, I don't think they plan to ever release it in theaters. I think they only released it in Mexico because they're like, well, we might as well, you know.
Let's see how much money we
Um,
can get out of this. Which I mean,
it might
how,
look
how's
better
it
on
performing?
screen. Again, we can't see that. Like, it will
When you
take.
went to the theaters, was it packed or was it very few
It
people?
was packed. It was packed. I went like I think it
Okay.
was a week after it had come out.
Yeah, and it was
Um,
still
and
packed.
at, and it's also like a limited release. Like it's not gonna be there too long. But it was nice. It was nice to see like people, showed up, people wearing like the Batman shirts. Um, so there was like a niche excitement for it. But what I do want to touch on this is it really does a good job in I mean it eases you into it. If you've never heard the story of the conquest, like I don't think it's a terrible introduction.
No, not at all.
Um and there's really because they really do their best to make Yowali Cuatl visible. You see
Yeah.
this boy and he's different than from Bruce Wayne. Like he is but they do have like the key points. Like he has he has his parent, both his parents are taken from him. He seeks revenge, finds an old man to take care of him. And
The Alfred, which
yeah,
even has the
and
little stats right here and the little thing right here. I'm like,
he does,
I
yeah.
got you. I know who you are. There's
Yeah.
there's definitely enough nods to like the Batman mythos to satiate a Batman fan, right? Like you have the Alfred, you have Poison Ivy, who's presented as more of a goddess than like, a villain in any way.
Mhm. I
You
wanted to talk
have
about I want to talk about Poison Ivy because they did something really cool with her.
tell me.
First of all, so she comes out and um there was this Mexican actress named
Hmm.
Maria Felix,
Hmm.
known as La Doña.
Hmm.
She was in like a million movies, and she became like this kind of icon in Mexican cinema, like in the golden age of Mexican cinema. And she always had this like very proud, very like strong presence about her. She always had like a cigarette. The way that she would talk was very specific. She became like a character that people would dress up as, kind
Hmm.
of like a Frida Kahlo also. And they pretty much based Poison Ivy's design in this movie as her, and they even had the voice actor kind of talk like her. So, so Poison Ivy in this movie is just a direct reference to Maria Felix, which of course like was like a
Maria
million
Felix?
years.
Felix?
Yeah, yeah. So and I looked this up. I was like, is this on
Oh my
purpose? It's
God, I recognize her.
yeah, it's totally on purpose. Like she's an icon. She's an image. Yeah,
No, no, no. But like I remember going to my grandparents' house when I was a kid and I've seen her in my grandma's old black and whites.
yeah.
Like she had
Oh yeah, abuelas love this woman. Yeah.
no, she had like all these bootleg DVDs that we got from the flea market and no, a lot of them, my God. Okay, I actually know who this woman is. Wow.
Yeah,
I am not completely absent of the culture, folks.
I know,
Shama's
I know.
much more well versed than I am. I will happily cop to that though.
Yeah. So if you look up, I saw that people that worked in this movie were like, yeah, we took her as like a reference to make Poison Ivy because if you see like her face, like especially the way they drew her face, and her eyes, like even her eyes are very similar to her, and her voice too. Like her voice was the main like thing that like I'm like, oh, nice, like because she had a
Dude,
very specific way of like talking and everything.
that is not by accident. That is 100% by design.
Yeah,
Like
it was like a little shout out. Yeah,
I appreciate that though. Yeah, I think that's one of those things that you can't get away from it. How do I say this?
yeah,
You have to do it in-house for it to feel right, proper, or I guess to have the right culture. It's like highest to lowest. You can
Yeah.
tell that they're from what they're talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So no, I think I'm glad. The more you're telling, the more you're talking to me about all this, the more happy I am that this movie was made in Mexico because
Yeah.
it would not have been, and I know they would have tried, but there's no way it would have been anywhere near as authentic if they hadn't done it there. If that makes sense. Little things like this that seem like a throwaway go mile.
hmm Yeah, and I think it because of this, it really, really works. Like it keeps you like tied to this. Um, a big thing. I love her presence in the movie. Like, 'cause she comes up, she kind of brings Yowali into the cave, and after we have like the beginning of the conquest, like after we have like Cortez show up and start to kill the people in his village, they do, this is writing 101. You throw a character into water, which represents like baptism, rebirth, and then he comes up and he sees like poison ivy and like he goes into the cave,
Yeah.
which of course will be the Bat Cave eventually. All of this using myths and tradition and like Sinakan, which is the bat god, because we used to have gods for everything. We had like a rain god, we had everything. It's really cool to see, man. It's really cool that they were like, okay, let's see how all of this can work in this context. Without like the trying to rewrite history, we're just trying to tell like an alternative story without changing the results. And I really like that. If so, yeah, I'm so glad you brought it up because like I was gonna forget if we
Ivy,
didn't
yeah.
bring it up. Yeah.
So don't lie. Did some part of you internally enjoy the fact that was it Cortez and Alvarado were represented there as Two-Face and Azrael? Do you know Azrael? I know
Yeah.
you know Two-Face.
Azrael, I think have I seen him in like an animated stuff? I think I've seen him in like something or like in a Lego game, I think.
Yeah,
Um,
you've seen him animated for sure, but live action, I think he's only ever been in maybe like the Gotham series, and that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, him, I was not too familiar. I did feel because of the blonde hair and like the armor that he was gonna be like representing someone. If only they were just a little more obvious on that. I did not see trailers for this, so I thought Cortez was just gonna be Cortez. I didn't realize he was gonna be Two-Face.
Yeah,
Um, and I had no idea that like Catwoman was gonna be in this or Jaguar Woman.
yeah,
I really like their inclusion there. But not gonna lie, I do think the Yoka character felt a little tacked on because I feel
a
like
little forced.
yeah, he's like barely there, and like I thought if he was gonna rise up and like be like another villain after Cortez, I would have understood it. But fingers crossed, I think they're like teasing a sequel, especially with like that little after credit thing that happens.
Yeah, I think they
But
are. I
we'll
think they
see.
are.
I would see another one of these. Not gonna lie to you.
I no, honestly, this could be like a premiere film series. It doesn't have to be exclusive to Mexico, but like I don't hate the idea of them making because like okay, I don't know how well Ninja Batman did in let's say like the Asian markets, right? In Asia and whatnot.
Yeah,
Maybe it did well enough apparently total to warrant a sequel.
yeah.
You never know. Maybe Aztec Batman does so well that they're like, you know what? Let's start and that's them printing money. Let's start making like versions of Batman that are dedicated to certain sections of the goddamn globe.
Yeah.
Everyone can watch it, but like we'll release it in that section and see what we can do with it.
And also, this is not like a white Batman comes to save the
See,
Mexicas from like the Spanish. It's it's one of them.
and that's
Yeah.
where I was like, why didn't like initially when I heard Aztec Batman out, I hand to God, I thought,
Like a
why
time
aren't they
travel
bringing
incident.
in someone from the outside to be like, I'm gonna defend these people? But that's the white savior cliche. Right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be done like earnestly and like, no, someone's just trying to help. But there are times where, hey, we got this.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. And in that sense, I feel like it really works because you can tell his that revenge, that vengeance that like Batman is always carrying with him is ever present here. Like he carries that against Cortez, and it causes like a little bit of friction between him and his Alfred. Or but I do like that they do take the time to go like there's a reason why he has to wear a suit. There's a reason why he makes bats his like his main
Mhm.
like symbol. There's a reason why he kind of uses like wings, why he needs to like fly or
Yeah.
glide like over everyone. A lot of points there that are exclusive to Batman end up really working in this. Because I was worried, I'm like, how are they going to adapt this? How are they going to include Alfred? How are they going to like, include all this? I was happy with how they did it.
I
And
think they took enough liberties to where it's no Batman fan's gonna be like, oh, this is so disgenuine, like disingenuous. They just slap Batman onto it to make it to sell it. It's like, no, I feel like they did a genuine effort. There are times where I'd argue that an IP is used to sell a different product and it doesn't work. Joker 2 is an example, or even the first Joker, for example. It's like it's a completely different story, but you slap on the Batman IP and it sells. In this
yeah.
situation, I feel like it doesn't ring so hollow. It feels proper. Um, the whole thing. So I want to ask you this.
Yeah.
What, how much of the history in this, as far as the Spanish Inquisition into Mexico, is accurate? Now, I know enough to call bullshit as far as like they didn't come peacefully. Like they used chemical warfare on the Aztecs.
I
I knew
mean,
all that.
now, so yes and no. They did come in with the purpose of exploring and with, expanding their kingdom and everything. They did come in the order of God, however you want to see
However
that.
you want to
Um,
justify
Now, it is also true that a lot of people in Tenochtitlan and like everything, they were, big believers in several different gods. And when they saw like these people that looked nothing like them, their first initial thought was, "Oh, these must be gods."
mhm.
And it is true that Tlaxcala, who's our smallest state, did betray like everyone else, like the whole country, by providing them with aid and guiding them to Moctezuma, which it's presented in the movie.
Was that one of
Um,
those small throwaway scenes that you're like, wow, they actually showed that?
yeah, they actually showed like Tlaxcala like training out. This is why it's an ongoing like joke in Mexico that like someone mentions Tlaxcala and we're like, what are you talking about? That the place doesn't exist. Like
How,
it's a,
I'm curious,
it's a
how small
whole
are they? They're all small estate?
it's the smallest state, yeah. And and
Is
we
it
make
like,
a joke that like when someone mentions Tlaxcala, I'm like, whoo, like that place
wow.
doesn't exist. Like, yeah. So yeah, it's like an ongoing bit that we have that like that Tlaxcala doesn't exist. Like, what are you talking about?
Let me
So it's
see.
that.
Where's it
Um,
located? I'm trying to find it.
like Tlaxcala.
Yeah, I'm literally on a map mix. Where is it? No, can't find it. Damn, it is small.
Yeah, it's super small. Yeah, so that's where one of the kingdoms like betrays like their people and ties in with Cortés. But yeah, basically that whole like trip from there, from like when they first arrive to when now like a big change is that the Mexicans already speak Spanish, which like of course that wouldn't have been
Mhm.
possible because well
That's
Span
just convenient for the plot.
it's just a convenience for the plot, man. As much as I would like for the movie to be full on and in like all dialect, can't do that. You have to, sadly, you do have to, adapt it this way. But it's fine, for the purpose of the movie, it's
It
fine.
it's one of those things where it's like, look, either we make this one change or we can't make the fucking movie.
Yeah,
It
and it's honestly the fact that it's already like done in Spanish first is a win. Like we're
the
already
fact
there.
the fact that they don't like present Cortez in a positive light is already like a look, we're gonna be as accurate as we can, but we're gonna have to take a few liberties in this one.
Yeah, and that's like one of them.
Yeah.
The big one that for me was like I can't believe they did this is there is a moment in the actual war, which is when Cortez like realizes that he's losing, and he runs away from the fight, and he sits under a tree and cries, and they call that La Noche Triste, and they actually do that in the movie.
Is that the last scene?
Like it's like near the last scene where like he runs away, he sits under a tree, he calls, he cries, and he goes like, what have I done? Like, and then Joker like comes up behind him and is like, let's team up, let's make an Injustice League or something. I don't remember what the fuck he says. But yeah, but that moment where he's like him sitting and like crying under that tree is such a it's one of those images that like that's in history tests growing up, you know? They're like, what do we call the night when Cortez cried under that tree after the war? We call that La Noche Triste. Like it is a well-known image, you know?
Is that tree? I don't know if it's. I doubt it's still there, but like, do they know the location?
I don't know. That I don't know. Good question.
They okay, no, yeah, they have the location, but I don't son of the tree of the night. Okay, so they are trees that are descendants of that original tree from 700 years ago.
Hmm.
Damn, that
Yeah,
thing's huge. Wow.
but like but like I mentioned, it's such a specific little moment, and they actually did it. Like they actually included that as part of the thing. And I was just watching it, like they're not even gonna reference it. They're not even like, oh my God, this is such a noche triste. Like no, you just know because you know, man. Okay? It's one of those things like you just know. And I love that. I love that they did that because it's such a little moment. But they actually took the time to like include that and tell you like, oh, we know. We know. Like we know what happened here. And they did show Cortez's like brutality, like when his battalion was thinking like, hey, I think we've done enough. Like let's go back. And Cortez is like, I burned the ships, try to go back. You
Did
know?
that happen in real life?
Yes.
What the fucking soldier's gonna follow that order? Burn the ships. I, I have a family to get back to. I'm not burning the ships.
No, he was fucking crazy, man. Like, yeah. So, like I mentioned, that is included there. The fact that the character of Yoka is constantly trying to talk to this spirit, which is Huitzilopochtli, who's the sacrifice deity in the Aztec religion. Um, it's so the fact that they do this thing where like they try to make him lose all sanity and like go crazy, and then when he gets thrown away, another good origin story for the Joker, you know. There's even a moment where like they even throw in a he goes back to his family and his mom tells him like, "Oh son, why are you so serious? Why are you like?"
I was like, wait, really? You're throwing in that line in there?
Yeah, brutal, like a brutal scene when he sacrifices like his family and he takes like the white like
Of their ashes?
powder of the ashes and like makes like the white skin of the Joker with that.
Full
Great.
Kratos.
Yeah, just full on crazy. And
Wait, do you know about that about Kratos?
yeah, I know that he's white
What?
because of the
The
yeah.
ash? Okay, I was just like, wait, I want to make sure I have a reference because you've been all over this thing, guys. For the record, folks, this is one of those occasions. Gemma is schooling my ass on all this history, and I think 9 times out of 10, I've got the Batman shit down, but Gemma's got my is kicking my ass right now in a
Well,
good.
the Batman thing is just so wasteful. I almost want to show people this movie, not tell them it's a Batman movie, and just see if they
And
can
let them
get there.
discover
Just see if they can be like, wait a second, like,
it.
what the fuck is happening, you know?
What Tom fucker
Um,
is this?
yeah. What kind of white devil shit is this? Like, uh, but I like it. I really like that they decided to, take that angle, with Yoka with the fact that they made Cortez Two-Face and
Mhm.
they made him obsessed with the gold, which he was, and carrying around that gold coin. Oh God, like they really found a way to tell this story with the Batman mythos. That's how you could tell that Batman is such a timeless character. Like you can really put him anywhere.
You can tell they had fun with this.
Yeah,
You can really tell.
definitely. Like so it's really cool. I think it's very respectful. Something that I want to shout out is that this movie counted with Dr. Alejandro Diaz Barriga Cuevas, who is a teacher in the National School of Anthropology and History in Mexico City. He is he was brought in as like a leading expert to confirm like basically how the movie should look, how the character, the real life history characters should act, how the traditional Aztec community would act, like every like language, everything. Like they actually cared. They brought in like experts to like proofread everything and
Hmm.
then not just be like a simple black and white story. Like
Yeah.
because there was a lot of betrayal. There was a lot of betrayal in this in this real life story. Uh I would connect it more to something of like remember the Apes trilogy? How there were points where
Matt
like
Reeves?
yeah, like there
Yeah.
were points where like some apes were betraying the apes and like joining the humans.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's kind of like that. There was a lot of betrayal in here. But for example, those moments where like Cortez would touch Moctezuma and everyone would be like, he touched the king. Like he can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. The thing with the comet also was really good. Um, God, it's and also it has kind of a noble ending, like this Batman spoilers, but like this Batman sacrifices himself.
I think he
Uh,
might be the first Batman to actually die.
yeah, unless well, the Flash, but yeah, we don't talk about that one.
He didn't technically die. He lived. Remember, the Flash goes back and he's still alive.
Fuck, whatever.
Uh,
Anyway,
yeah, this is the first Batman to actually die. They even did something new.
yeah, and I like that it ends with like them putting him back in the cave, which is very traditional, very like burying your deity under there. And it does end with like a little bit of a tease, He could come back. Cortez and Yoka are still out there. And do you want to talk about that little after credit thingy popped up?
Wait, the only after credit scene that I saw was Batman coming back to life.
Oh, you
And
didn't see this?
what? Hold on. I have the movie right here.
Oh God.
Oh wait, shit! I don't have it on. What happened? I don't have it. Fuck, I don't have a copy of it.
So there's a moment where like this ancient Aztec civilization is like looking out into like the water and they see another ship pulling in.
Uh-huh.
And then this figure kind of comes out of the ship, and it's this like plague doctor, but
Uh,
it looks like a penguin.
no fucking way.
Yeah,
What the fuck? Hold on. I just got it. I'm pulling it up right now. You said it's after the credits?
yeah. After the credits,
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second here. Folks, I have on
and
camera. I'm gonna react to this.
he looks sick. Not gonna lie.
Let me see. I see. Okay, Batman is there holding his figure. Okay, he just died. And then we see the Aztec version of Batman, which I need that on a shirt. That looks legit.
Yeah.
And then let me up to speed so I can get to that part. Okay, so let me get this straight. So the movie ends, we see a kingdom on water. What was
No,
that?
we see just a civilization, much like the one at the beginning of the movie,
Hmm.
and they're just kind of like looking out into the water, and then they see like a ship pulling in, and that's when yeah,
Oh,
is it coming
okay.
up now?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now. There's the ship. Someone's coming down.
Yeah,
Okay. And what the fuck?
it looks sick.
Oh my God, the penguin has a plague doctor. And he has what? Like all these cures. I'm willing to bet you, I will bet you my bottom dollar. There's gonna be a Bane in this. One of those vials has venom. I'm willing to bet you anything right now that there will be a Bane if and when they do a sequel, which I mean, if they're doing this, I'm assuming they're gonna do a sequel. And I mean, if they did a sequel for Ninja Batman, they will do a sequel for this.
Could be fun. I am open. I like it. I want it. Give me it. Give me it.
So, okay, I think we've
Give me
been
it.
praising this movie quite a bit. We talked about the only like semi okay thing with the animation. I want to bring up a controversy because I want your intake because I feel like I don't know how to argue this point very well. So,
Yep.
are you getting ready to fight?
Yeah. I'm ready. It's
Okay.
just stretching.
Okay. So I was watching like I when I do reviews, right? I listen to other reviews as well, right? I don't want just my point to come across. I want to be like, okay, am I being objective? What's a common thing here? Like I listen to multiple people, right? I don't just, I don't do an echo chamber. To me, that's a bad thing. That said, Some of the reviews that I've been reading have been stating how they don't like the movie. Some of it's obvious shit of like, this isn't Batman, blah, 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 blah. But one of the controversies that I read that was like, I don't know about this one. They said they're presenting the Spanish conquistadors as the bad guys, but the Mayans are the ones sacrificing people.
But the what? The
But the
Mayans are the ones
Mayans,
sacrificed.
I'm sorry, not the Mayans. Well, the Aztec are the ones that are sacrificing people.
Yeah,
Like Batman's dad. Wait, yo, what? No, don't help me.
you got this.
Jawali,
Yes, you got it. Yowali. Yowali
Yowali,
Quatl.
thank you. Yowali, thank you. Yowali's father asked, "Do you sacrifice women and children, or something like that?" Which, what is your input on that one? Because it feels like almost an ignorant criticism, but I want a second opinion on that.
It is an ignorant criticism because look, we were just here. We were just chilling. This was our land. We were sacrificing, women, children, and men, taking out their hearts so it would rain. We were not bothering anyone, and we were just chilling.
Jesus Christ, John.
It was so it would rain and for our crops to grow, okay? It was a reason for this. No, like was that who the fuck cares? Like it happened. Like it was a million years ago. There's a beautiful moment near the start of the movie where like Cortez like explicitly tells Batman's father, like, we're here to discover these lands which we've now found. And he kind of turns around and goes like, this been found. This been discovered. Like we've been
It's
here.
ours, bitch.
Yeah. Um, Let me ask you something. Do you think the Germans complain when they're portrayed as evil in any World War II movie?
I have to imagine the ones that do complain are bitches.
Uh,
And again, I
they
want to be
they
clear. I'm not,
don't.
huh?
Now, they don't complain. And do you know why? Because they're ashamed of that time.
Hmm.
They see it as an old flame that like, God damn it. Okay. Oh, we're sorry. Like now, Spain doesn't feel like that because they're still benefiting from a lot of what they did. So, same thing with Argentinians. But
Hmm.
um so no, I'm sorry. This is one of those things where like uh you you can't be mad at the history that was real. Like this actually happened. Like they
Well,
did came here and forced their god upon, upon these people that were, just chilling here, treated us like animals. So that led to us, and I have to say it, it led to me,
hmm.
because I'm not indigenous. I
Hmm.
am a product of that mix.
Same.
But yeah, um, but you can't be mad that like the Spaniards are portrayed like this in this movie when this is how they were.
So I did some reading on it, and I'm like, okay, there are multiple ways to look at this. One, like barbarians, human sacrifice. On the other side of it, though, it's from what I can tell, the equivalent of them sacrificing someone. One, sacrificing wasn't always a negative connotation. It was some saw it as like an honor, like I get to do it.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah,
it's almost to them what it is for a Catholic or a Christian to go to church on Sunday and get the body of Christ, right? And then the blood of Christ. It's like almost that equivalency. It's not seen as this grand gesture of pain and suffering. It's almost like it's an honor, almost.
yeah,
To disparage someone else's culture, I mean, one, this was several hundred years ago, but even then, it feels unwarranted. It feels like they're using it as a cover to be mildly racist, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is our fucking opinion on the matter. This is our goddamn YouTube channel, so and our podcast. So fucking this is what you're gonna get. If you don't like it, then fuck off.
yeah. There's plenty of channels that will happily be like, this Batman is like, fuck you. This is my Batman, okay? Like I wanted this one, okay? And I can't wait for next for the sequel where Mayan Calendar Man shows up.
Oh
That's
my
gonna be.
God, that would you need to send that suggestion. You know that, right?
Hey,
No,
gun! Like,
no, you need to no that gun to anima.
hey, Anima! Like,
I'm
hire
not
me!
joking. I will write letters.
Mayan calendar, man. Can you believe
Use
that?
Mayan calendar, man. I this is me releasing the idea to you guys free of copyright. Use Mayan calendar. That's fucking brilliant, you son of a bitch.
It could be fun, not gonna
Well
lie. It
played.
could be
Well,
fun. Could be
well
fun.
fucking
Yeah.
played.
Yeah. And also like I don't know, it's just what's not to like? You know, what's not to like about, this doesn't erase any other version of Batman that existed. It's just a fun Elseworlds, playing around situation. I would like, if we get to a sequel, I would like the production value to match the movie's creativity.
Mhm.
Because I think the creativity is like flying colors, but the I don't know if it's the production value or the budget or what needs to increase so that they can be on the same length.
I
Because if we get to a point where like we get like a Spider-Verse level like scenario where like the animation is crisp and cold as fuck and we have like a story that matches it, then release it in theaters and we could have a smash hit in our hands, man.
I think, and maybe this is me being too optimistic. I think they've already gotten better.
Hmm.
But you can see the animation improve from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Maybe they worked on it in order, and if that's the case, they got better as time went.
Yeah.
Um, I do think it would behoove them to give them a better budget. I think it would even help to send some animators from the US over there to help out and be like, teach them some tricks. Like here's how you do this if you want to do this. Don't do it for them, but help the
Hmm.
studio improve overall as a whole. That way they can do better projects long term. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And yeah, because there's a lot of because people from like Warner Brothers worked in this movie, like Sam Register, who's a well-known producer in Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network, and he's from the U.S. Like he came to work on this movie as well. He was like a long-time producer on it.
yeah.
Um, and they also had a plan. And with this, when this was first announced back in 2022, because I remember seeing like the concept art for this,
Hmm.
because they also did a really cool thing where like they announced this at the Guadalajara Film Festival.
Hmm.
Like they announced this in Mexico. Like they were like, hey, while we're here, like let's so this and that they had this was the first of many collabs that they were gonna have with HBO Max in Latin America. Planning to do, several many more. So we'll see. We'll see.
So, from what I'm reading here, this is considered like the first of many options. They're debating on how many films that they can release, but they want to expand to the Latin American market, which makes sense. Folks, I'm going to get geopolitical here for a second. Mexico's economy is booming at the moment, as far as I'm aware, both between due to fucking stupid ass trade deals from Trump that are allowing Mexico to actually flourish further, but also multiple plants that are being put in Mexico to help like flourish the middle class there. It's kind of like India almost, right? Your middle class is beginning to thrive. It's getting better. So
Yeah.
HBO and Warner Brothers want to establish a foothold in Mexico. It's one reason why CMLL and AAA are doing well. Well, CMLL is doing very well because they see the flourishing market. I don't know if you're aware of this. They just did a Pokemon crossover show
I know.
because Nintendo's like, fuck, we have a good market over there. Let's send them some stuff.
It's not just that. The new Pokemon game, which is Legend CA,
Yeah.
which I might get because of one little thing that they did. So did you saw the Mega Hawlucha thing?
I don't follow enough to be knowledgeable. You're gonna have to educate my
Okay,
ass.
so there's a Pokemon called Hawlucha. Okay.
Yeah.
And he was designed to be inspired by Mexican lucha libre.
Uh-huh.
So it's a hawk. So it's an eagle, much like the one in our flag. It's got the colors of the Mexican flag, and he's a fighting style. He stands like a luchador, and like he's very much inspired in like Mexican lucha libre.
I like that.
He's
That's cool.
awesome. I love this little guy. So for the new Pokemon game, they released like a mega evolution of him, where like his evolution is like he now has a golden and black mask and like a big proud like chest piece, and he evolves. They did like a little short film and everything, and Mexicans loved it so much that they had decided to promote the game. They would make an actual themed lucha libre event. They did it at Arena Mexico, which is I was just there like a couple of weeks ago, and like the
You
whole
saw
thing was
Mystical,
themed.
right?
Mystico dressed up like his color scheme, his color theme was dressed in this night was as Lucha with like the colors of the flag and everything. And there were this Pikachu and Eevee people were dressed up as them. All the luchadors that night wore one dressed as Machamp, one dressed as like Sylveon, like they all dressed as like different Pokemon. The videos that are coming out of that is awesome. And they were very respectful. Like although like all the luchadors were Mexican, the theme was in Spanish. Like it was all they were all just like, let's celebrate this little guy in his like turf.
Yeah.
And the fuck it, now I'm gonna buy the game, and I'm so
He
stupid. Like,
not man, I can't
yeah,
remember the last time a single Pokemon got that much fanfare since maybe what, Lucario?
yeah, Lucario got like a big fanfare, but God, how Lucha, like, I'm gonna get that little guy tattooed. Like, I love that guy so much. I no lie, I found his trading card. Like, I found it on like they were selling it, and it was like 23 pesos. I'm like, that's nothing. I'll buy that. And there were like 400 pesos of shipping. Fuck you. Comes here tomorrow. I'm gonna carry that like the like those little girls carry K-pop pictures. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna carry like a fucking labubu like everywhere I go. No, I love that. I've actually been like in the past like weeks. I've been like fully recharged like my Mexicanness. Like I was in Mexico City a couple of weeks ago, and then
Yeah.
like immediately afterwards it was like September 16th, which is our Independence Day. Um, I had a great moment where I was in Mexico City with my sister. I was walking down because you have to like walk up this huge ramp to get to Tenochtitlan Castle, and we're walking down and there's a little museum called the Snail Museum because you go like this in a spiral like down, and you're walking and you're seeing like Mexico's history recreated with like little puppets as you're walking down in the spiral. And then when you get to the bottom part, there's this little chamber, this little room with like a big skylight. Um, and inside, there's like one Mexican flag that's hanging at the entrance, and then there's a big eagle,
Mhm.
just a big eagle made of stone that's just there. And I saw like a line of people like making a line to take a picture with it. But there was something there. There was something right under the eagle, and I couldn't see it like from a distance. So I just waited until the line went away. And then I approached it. I approached the little like, and there was a plaque with like all these quotes by these Mexicans like heroes, like from independence, from the revolution to everyone. And then I see right under it, and under a piece of glass, there it is, our Declaration of Independence. Like it's there, like it's the original one, it's the real one, and I'm just staring at it like Jesus Christ, and I'm looking at it and I'm like Jesus Christ, this is why Batman, this is why they're making a Batman movie here, just because. I had this like moment where I was like, I almost shed a tear. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. I called on my sister. I'm like, stop taking pictures. Look at this shit. Like,
You had some so you were proud of your country in that moment.
I had like a moment where I'm like, we are doing so good right now. Or maybe we're doing good by comparison. I don't know. But we're doing
No, you're
so good.
doing fantastic. I miss having pride in my country. I really miss that.
So we left, and then I got back, and then it was there was the celebration of independence, and then I saw this, and I'm like, I don't know. Every once in a while, you just see something that you'll be like, fucking love being Mexican, bro. Like
I I
I
envy you
had,
so much.
I had a similar moment. We were at the arena, like at the Lucha Libre arena, and There's a plaque near the entrance, like issued by UNESCO, and it says like UNESCO declares Mexican wrestling, like Mexican Lucha Libre, as like an let me make sure like the language that they used in this. Um, they,
Cultural significance.
yeah, but it's the language that they used. They said Uh, they called it like give me a moment. You can cut this like uh does it say? Let me make sure I got this.
Oh, since I'm going to cut some of this part,
Yeah.
I thought you might want to know. So apparently, CMLL
Yeah.
has been having back-to-back sellout shows in Arena de Mexico, and they're in talks currently of getting a U.S. streaming deal. like their backlog of their library in a good way. Like they're gonna expand so more people can watch them.
Oh God, I hope. Well, they still need to fix a lot of stuff here. Okay, I found it. So there is a plaque that says like declares, Chile, intangible cultural like patrimony, I believe that would be the word.
Mhm.
Which means that it's something so culturally important that you cannot touch it, but that it's there. And then they refer to lucha libre as like the most spectacular of all sports and the sportiest of all spectacles. It's a loose translation, but it's like
I
I
like
heard that
that.
and now I heard that and I was like, fucking love country.
God,
I
I
fucking
miss having pride in my country. God damn
I
it.
fucking love that like folk heroes are just people in masks and like suit and ties that can just like you can just see them walk around like anywhere. It's wonderful. Um anyway, hopefully next year with the World Cup we'll continue with that vibe. I'm sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it's been
No, we're
very
keeping all this.
emotionally it's
This
very
feels closer
emotionally
to me too.
Mexican, yeah.
Yeah.
This is my way of saying that I loved Aztec Batman, and I would happily watch another one. I am gonna score it a 4.5 out of 5 just because the animation should match the creativity of the movie. That's my only little tidbit. But besides that, loved it.
You know, this is why I love talking to you about movies because there will be times where I don't like there's some things I don't click, or I don't understand, or I don't fully comprehend it.
Yeah,
Right? And we have these conversations, and now I can be like, I don't have to go back and re-record my review. I
yeah,
7 out of 10 for me. A really good movie, really worth the rewatch, very creative. I just wish the animation was better, but other than that, like, no, solid fucking movie. And some
yeah.
people
It
might
is.
bitch because it's in Spanish with subtitles, but go fuck yourself.
It's like it's like complaining that Godzilla Minus One was in Japanese. It takes place in Japan. What do you want me to do?
What
Whatever.
was what was the quote from the director that directed Parasite? He said, "You have no idea how many amazing movies are there. You just have to."
It's once you get it, once you get through the hurdle of like half-inch subtitles, you're gonna discover many amazing, amazing movies.
There you
Which,
go. Yes, that quote.
which a few weeks after he said that, he said like it sounds kinder in Korean. It sounds very blunt in when it's translated. It's like I was actually
It's
I
true
meant it
though. Just
nicely.
stop being a bitch. It's true.
But yeah, that's it. Thank you for I know that we were talking about doing like another movie, but like thank you for like giving me a chance to like talk about this one because like
No,
man, I love that.
I'm a fan of this one. No, I love Batman. And I learned quite a bit about my culture in this one. Honestly, man, I'm thinking I'm gonna post this as our normal podcast, but I'm gonna also post this on YouTube as like an in-depth conversation about Aztec Batman because it's not just a review, like you're spitting facts,
Yeah, and it's
like
important.
I don't know. I feel like this is more than a pod. This episode feels more than a podcast. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it's nice. It felt like well, it was me just spewing off without a script. Just just yeah, there were all my ideas. Follow me on Letterboxd. Thank you everyone for joining
And
me.
how can they follow you on Letterboxd?
You can follow me on Letterboxd at Chamarsa. I am there. I have my Letterboxd account is more organized than my life. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. What do you want to do next week? What are we doing next week?
I don't know. Do you want to do well next week is the official kickoff of spooky season, so we got to do something horror related.
Spooky season. What's coming off that? Spooky.
Conjuring?
Or oh yeah, we should do Conjuring. I want to do the Long Walk. I haven't seen it, but I might go see it today.
Down.
Long Walk, and then the new PTA movie, which is one battle after another. That feels like it's gonna be a big one.
Oh man.
So
Man, the first trailers of that movie sucked. That made that movie look
really,
like garbage. The first trailer made me go like this is such a waste. It's not until recent remarketing efforts
yeah,
I've been like, you know what? It's worth giving a shot. Because instead of it being like a weird movie of like, what are you gonna go do? I'm gonna save my daughter. It feels a little more relevant. Plus,
yeah,
unfortunately, given our current political climate, fuck.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't doubt that PTA gets labeled as an enemy of the nation in the next couple of weeks.
God damn it.
Um, no, no, no.
On the bright
That
side, they
man.
may release the Epstein files because we just, I don't know. Okay, there's a little bit of hope here right now. There have been 13 special elections this in this year so far since Trump got elected, and every Democrat has won every single one by miles. Even in known Republican strongholds, Democrats are winning elections left and right. Now, if we can just win
Keep,
the big ones.
let's keep our fingers crossed and we'll see how that goes.
Oh,
Um, yeah.
these people
Anyway,
don't.
let's hope the spookiest thing about the next few weeks, it's, just tales of ghouls and pumpkins and what comes bumping in the night. We'll see if we can just keep that as like the spookiest thing that happens. I want to thank you all for joining us. My name was Chema.
I've been Eddie.
And this was the rollback with a reminder that if they offer you, if you ever find yourself eating Mexican food or in Mexico, like eating street food, and they tell you this salsa this salsa is not spicy, don't believe them.
They're lying.
They're lying. But you should still try it because, like, you have to.
Try new
It's the
things.
only way. It really is the only way. Try everything. Good night.
Bye. Oh, also, real quick recommendation. Everyone, if you have the chance, go watch Mystico versus MJF. Amazing match. Just chef's fucking kiss match. Bye, everyone.